Right, we're off. Evening, everybody. It's Sunday, 5th of February, and let's crack on with the blind tasting bottles that I've received from a good friend Andrew AP Butler. We'll just do two tonight. I probably need to catch up and I actually need to start my Project 500, but I haven't got around to it. Although it's entirely possible that one or two or three or a lot of these, or none of them, will actually go part of the Project 500, because according to Andrew, there's a couple in here that I have not covered off in the challenge. So here they are. This is the first one. No idea if this is cask strength, no idea if this is Scotch, no idea if this is single malt, no idea about it whatsoever. I was very, very lucky on the last one, on the Highland Park. That was yeah, that was pretty jammy, that, but we're quite chuffed as well to get very, very close to what it is. But don't expect all of the whiskies that I'm doing to end up as bang on as that one. I don't think I'm going to get as close as that on any of the others. So let's see what this is. Looks pretty dark pouring it out, to be honest. Pretty dark already, so look at that. That is pretty dark indeed. So now whether it's colouring or not, we don't know yet. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to say this is pretty heavily sherried. I need to get my iPod out as well just to check what it is afterwards. And it's no, we're okay, because I've knocked the brightness down, so it's not going to glare in my glasses. So okay, I don't think this is colouring. I think this is heavily sherried, and I think this is cask strength. In fact, I am. Do you know what? I think this is bourbon. I think this is American. It's not a sherry cask. It's more deeper, more richer, more of a really dark fruitcake element. And I think this is American. And if it's not American, it's a very, very heavy bourbon cask. Now, it's got a bit of spiciness to it as well. So I think it's rye. I don't think it's 100% rye. I think it might still be a bourbon, but it's got a rye, heavy rye element to it. So being bourbon, it's got to be at least 50% corn, minimally. But yeah, it's really got that Christmas cake sweetness to it. It smells like it's quite a high alcohol percentage as well. Sort of in your 50s, I would say. But it screams American whiskey particularly, and it really does scream bourbon. It's got the spiciness of the rye element, but there's enough of the fruitiness that suggests to me that it's not pure 100% rye. Softer than I expected on the palate. There is heat to it. It's quite fiery, but it's not like when I had, say, Stag or what was it? There's a few of them that were really quite hot. There is heat to it, but it's not massively hot. I still think it's about 50%, 52%, something like that. But there is a smooth edge to it. It finishes off quite smoothly. There's still heat, there's still fire, there's spice from the rye element, but it's tempered down, it's kind of brought back. So it starts off quite hot, there's spiciness to it, but as you swallow it then eases back down again, and you get more of a Christmas cake character to it. More of that dark raisiny character. So I'm going to stick my neck out and say that it's probably bourbon. Some kind of barrel strength, cask strength, however they want to determine it. So I think it's probably like a single barrel or something like that. And what I don't think he's done is I don't think he's put any of these blind of ones that I have already had in the challenge. I don't think. But I had 70 American whiskies, of which probably at least 50 were bourbon of some form or another. And the trouble is that a lot of bourbons, yes, they all taste different, but they have an overriding characteristic, probably more so than Scotch in general or anything like that. Bourbon has a very, very similar thread that runs through all of them, and it's really just the degrees of rye and corn and wheat and everything like that that really kind of, there's this overriding flavour profile of bourbon, and it's just the idiosyncrasies that just kind of divert it slightly away from this this thread that runs through all of it. It's that kind of middle ground of, it's not the sweet, smooth bourbon that I tend to prefer. It's still got a little bit of that heat, but it's not the really hot one like the Booker's, like the Stag, that was just too hot. Okay, I've got a little bit left. I'm not going to add water to it because it doesn't need water adding to it, but I still think it's about around the 50% mark. So let's see where we stand on this. This is when it turns out to be something like an Irish or something like that. So, ooh. Now, I can't remember if I had one or not, but quite chuffed with this. It is Widow Jane 8-year-old bourbon. Top drawer. So, let's see where we are, because I did have the Widow Jane, but I can't for the life of me remember which Widow Jane it was. So, actually, let's go on to my little spreadsheet I've got on here first, and let's check which Widow Jane I had. That's really nice, because that's a really nice balance of the, as I say, the smoother style of bourbon to the hotter side that you get. So Booker's Stag were the two that really were just like too hot, too fiery, just too much hard work. Whereas, I can't open this damn thing. Come on, open. Whereas the softer style, which was like, you know, the Basil Hayden, the easier drinking side, Basil Hayden, Angel's Envy, all of that lot. I cannot open my damn list. I can't remember which one I had. Were ones that I tended to prefer to. This strikes a really good balance between the heat is there, but it's not too overpowering. But it just gives you enough of a bite to it and a little bit of interest. I'm going to have to open my actual video because I can't. Oh, shush. Let's just nip forward and see which one it is. Shush. Just wait for the video to go. So it's actually strikes a really, really good balance of, so it was Dram number 159 on the 29th of June, because I'm watching it at the moment. Widow Jane 7-year-old, which was the bourbon whiskey, whereas this is the 8-year-old. Interesting. Right, so let's see if I can, and you'll have to bear with me, this is going to be the tedious part of each video, where I go on about the, because I want to see just how rye heavy it is, mash bill, because I'm very, very intrigued to know just how high the mash bill is, because I thought, see, it's quite corn heavy. Interesting. Okay. Not as high as I thought it was going to be. Well, the 7-year-old is 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley. And it's 45.5%. Okay. Less than I thought then. So I was a little bit off, but at least I got the bourbon bit. Oh, come on. So, interesting. Let me just see how much it is. See if I can find it. Widow Jane, 8-year-old. I don't actually think you'll be able to find it in the UK. I'm willing to bet that Andrew's managed to get it from overseas or get it shipped over or something like that. Caskers, that's the 10-year-old. You're not helping. Dear me. I can't even find anything with a price. That doesn't help, does it? And I can't find that much with it anyway, because it tends to be either the 7-year-old or the 8-year-old. So, 45.5% ABV. So, yeah, I thought it was a little bit higher, but I think that's probably just the bite of it. But that, it's the bite at the back of the throat. It just gives me that impression it's higher than 45. I would have said 50-ish, something like that. But at least I got it was bourbon. Definitely, it was kind of like straight away, it's like, oh yeah, fruity flavours. And the initial, I thought it was heavily sherried. Give it a little bit longer, let it kind of float around your head for a bit. Actually, no, it's less sherried and it's more bourbon. It's more of a darker fruit character that's in there. Very, very nice stuff indeed. I like that a lot. I can't remember what I thought of the 7-year-old, but I'm guessing I liked it because that is very, very nice indeed. I really can't remember what I thought of the 7. I'm going to have to look back and watch it because I think that's really nice. That strikes a cracking balance. Right, we'll do a quick rinse out and then we'll do another one. So I shall see you. Oh, this is what the Widow Jane 8-year-old looks like if you're looking for it on the shelves anywhere. I don't know where you're going to find it. I don't think you can find it in the UK, but if in the US, it's well worth checking out. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.